The new main event became Israel versus Anderson Silva. Luis J. Gomez, take it away. Give me your initial thoughts. Go ahead.
Good fight, entertaining. Left me with a little bit of blue balls. You know, I feel like both of them could have sort of went after it a little bit more. I think the production team made that point. They were like, you know, they were just throwing single fancy shots one at a time. They weren't really throwing any sort of combos. You know, I was sort of, there's two things that I took away from it. Number one, I feel like Anderson Silva could have won that fight if he really gave a fuck. I don't know what it is. It seems like anytime he starts dealing with any adversity, he starts fucking around. And I think it is a crutch that he uses, so he can sort of go like, oh, I'm not really even taking it that seriously. But the reality is, it's like, it's every time it just seems like it's when he gets hit or whatever it is, he starts to fuck around. I'm going like, dude, you're one of the baddest men on the planet. Like, don't fuck around right now. You need to win this fight. And in the third round, we've seen him do a lot. It was disappointing. And then the other takeaway was that Israel Adesanya, he's incredible. He's an incredible athlete. But that fight didn't make me go like, oh my God, this is a coming out party for Israel. That fight made me go, oh shit, Israel, you know, he's not this world beater, or maybe not. I don't know that we have the data to say that Israel's like the next coming of Jesus, the way everybody else is saying that he is.
Yeah, interesting points. And, you know, I'm inclined to agree with everything you're saying there. I mean, Anderson, he lost the first round, he won the second, the third, he lost clearly. And to your point, I think that's what it is with Anderson. You know, he stood there with his hands low, and Israel landed several Israel landed several three-punch combinations while Anderson stood there and took them and smiled. And he really did smile. And Dominic Cruz said, oh, he's smiling, but you know, it hurt. I don't think it did, because it was like a genuine smile. He wasn't like, you know, like trying to do a poker face or whatever. He had his hands down and he allowed him to punch him. And it's very frustrating to watch. It is, because it's like, you know, I mean, this guy was one of the best, you know, may go down as the greatest of all time in all history. You know, when he was in his prime, he was killing it. Yeah, somewhat frustrating. Israel looked really, really good, though. I mean, you're right. It was single strikes, one at a time. But when he threw those, Israel looked very, very sharp, very fast, landed a couple of clean shots. And then in the second round, it was the flip. You know, Anderson landed the better shots. He backed Israel up. Israel looked like, if you back him up and put him under pressure, you know, obviously he doesn't perform as well there. But that's always the way. They say you crowd a kicker or someone that has extreme length like that, you crowd them. You know, Israel, I think it was an 80-inch reach that I saw on Saturday. If you crowd that person and get in their face and put them on their back foot and fight inside the pocket, guys with longer limbs tend to struggle. Of course, you can use knees and elbows there, which obviously helps because they're short-range targets. But third round, neither man was doing much. Neither man was doing much, you know, and Israel was clearly ahead. He was coasting to a victory, to a clear victory. And Anderson just didn't seem to want it, you know, because there was no sense of urgency from him. You know, I mean, the last 45 seconds, I was like, is he going to do something? In the second round, we saw him chase Israel down a few times, tried to do a flying knee and nearly jumped out of the octagon. So he's still very fast, very explosive.